Hi, welcome to this episode of the Wrestling Godfatherz podcast. Almost fucked it up again, two people. Good lord. Um, we're gonna be talking about a couple of things this time. You ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
All right. Let's see if I can't share the good old fashioned
SummerSlam.
well. We will get to that, but we got some other stuff we gotta get to first. Can't go right to dessert, man. I mean, you can. I'm a fat ass. I've done it before. But, I mean, you shouldn't, though. You shouldn't. Alright, window. Let's start out with this one right here. Once I can get it up on the screen. Nia Jax.
Hey, there's Nia Jax.
Yeah. So, there is some scuttlebug, some rumors that she might be coming back to the WWE. You got any thoughts on this?
Yeah, cool beans. I mean, look, if you can get hired, get hired. It's a paycheck. We all need money. It ain't free to live here. So if she comes back, I'm all for it because she's working, right? Um, I'll be honest though. I mean, she tends to injure folk, but maybe, just maybe, she was working too stiff at a time where that wasn't part of the deal, and maybe she's gone and refined her skills so she's not so stiff. I don't know. I'm not immediately against it, and I'm not overly I'm not over the moon. This isn't like this isn't like the return of someone who I'm like, oh my god, I've literally missed them. You know what I mean? This isn't like you know, this ain't like prime RVD coming back here. Notice I said prime, not current old RVD. I love RVD either way, but I'm talking like 1998 RVD, right? Like that would have been sick. But you know, when it comes to Nia Jax, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. I think it's cool. She could add to the women's division, especially because she's bigger and she has a lot of size, height. So
Yeah. I mean, I get that, but were any of us really clamoring for Nia Jax to come back?
no, I don't think there was clamor, but we also don't book the shows.
This is true. And you are right that she does have a little bit of a history of hurting people. I mean,
No, maybe she should go to New Japan because they're all for stiff, strong
I
style.
don't know. I don't think it's not that I dislike her or anything. Like it's just she had a good run, but I can't. It's not in me to care that much. I mean, maybe you bring her in to feud with Rhea Ripley, but then I'm afraid she's gonna hurt Rhea Ripley. And then what are
Oh,
you gonna do
Dom's
with
there
the?
to protect her. Dom
Oh
is there to
yeah,
protect her.
by protect you mean she uses him as a weapon to like just beat the crap out of Nigel. I don't know. Uses him as
Or
a sexual aid.
well, this little guy will help out. She has just a killer punch. Ta, 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 ta,
Who the
ta.
fuck is that?
I don't know. It came in a Happy Meal.
Okay, whatever. So yeah, I just wanted to bring up that she might be coming back. Not that it's huge news,
Yeah,
but
look. I think people overreact a lot. Like, oh my god, she hurt somebody and she's coming back. Oh, yeah. Well, Vader bounced between WCW, WWE, and New Japan. And he hurt plenty of people.
this is
So
true.
what?
There have been a lot of guys who have like been really stiff
Fuck.
on the ring,
Owen Hart, the same guy that they immortalized
almost
on
crippled
AEW,
like fucking Stone Cold.
and Dan Severn, except Dan Severn wasn't playing, so they never matched up again or something like that. I heard Dan Severn talk about it not too long ago. Um, and yeah, and almost obviously Stone Cold, right?
Oh
So, I
yeah.
mean, like, look, I'm not saying Owen wasn't a good wrestler. all I'm saying is anyone could hurt anyone, and Owen was a technician, and he hurt two people with the same stupid
Well,
ass
let's
move.
let's be fair though. Nia has a little bit. She has a little bit more of a track record of hurting people
Yeah,
though.
no, no, I feel it, but I'm also saying people act like wrestling ain't full contact.
This is true.
And in full contact shit happens. I mean, in a 1 month, the NFL starts the regular season, and I guarantee you, everyone on the opening day roster ain't gonna make it to the end of the year without without being scathed in some shape or form. You know,
Yeah, but I mean, people non fans like to say, "Oh, it's fake." I'm like, mm,
it's
go in the
pre
ring. It's
yeah,
predetermined.
it's
Go in the
predetermined, but
ring and get your ass beat and
yeah,
tell me how fake it feels.
exactly.
Uh, that Ben Gay budget that you're gonna have to invest in, that's gonna be real. All right.
Oh yeah, Bengay and some icy hot, and you're good to
Yeah.
go.
Anyways, next up we got
Oh,
Big
speaking of
E.
injuries, hey, there's
Yeah.
Big E.
Big E. I mean, we have a little bit. I don't know if you'd call it bad news,
No, it ain't
because
bad.
is it, like from what I understand, like the
It's
his
unfortunate.
doctors are saying that while he's showing good improvement with his neck injury, his doctors are saying that he shouldn't wrestle anymore. And I'm
Why?
gonna be honest with you, if I had a doctor after I had a neck or an injury and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go back to where I got the neck injury and keep doing that, and if my doctor didn't tell me not to do that, time to get a new doctor. I mean,
Exactly. Exactly.
doctors are supposed to try to keep you from getting hurt, and
Yeah.
we said it before. Wrestling's a full contact sport, and
Full contact, baby.
yeah,
Look,
um,
I'm a look. Big E, I think is totally cool. I enjoy his in-ring work. But if the doctors are saying you probably shouldn't wrestle because of the way your neck broke and the way that however the surgery went, even though it's successful, it might not be what it was. So you might break your neck even easier the next time or whatever. I would heed that warning because at the end of the day, only thing he could ruin is his own quality of life, right?
yeah,
Like,
and in the thing he was talking about, like there is like worry that he doesn't wrestling isn't the only thing he wants to do,
oh no,
and
and look,
like he has to like when he was younger he might have been like fuck the consequences, but
right,
now he's a little bit older, a little bit more mature, a little bit smarter,
yeah.
and he's like, I don't know. So we
Look,
we might be seeing a retirement
from
in the
Biggie.
near future.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate and it happens. I mean, like, look, if a doctor said, "Hey, you can't do this because of your injury, because the possible side effect is you could be like paralyzed." I can't afford to be paralyzed. I I wanna go to Pound Town too much. So I gotta make sure my unit works. So I can't risk it.
What if your unit does work, but you can't feel below the waist?
Well, then I don't give a shit.
It
To
still
me it might as
works,
well
but
be
you just
dead.
can't feel it.
Might as well be dead. Uh, Fuck that
All
shit.
right, but
No,
yeah, I
like
think
no, and
I
you
think
get
we
what I'm saying by like, look, if you're walking in and an anvil falls on your head straight out of the sky, like okay, that sucks, and it's an unfortunate accident. But if you break your neck in a wrestling match because you got suplexed by Ridge Holland, and then not because you got suplexed by Ridge Holland, but because of the way that suplex went, and then the doctor's like, I'm not so sure if I'd get back in, and you're like, all right, and you get back in, and something worse happens to you, it's kind of like on you then, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I mean, if he gets back in the ring, it's a risk, and
there's look at Edge. Edge took a hot decade off to heal. And even in that time, he doesn't wrestle day to day. You know, he's been out for a little while right now, but he's not. And even when he was back, he wasn't putting out huge matches every single day. He was picking his spots, playing long term stories. I mean, Edge has been very careful when
Ed
since he's
should
come
be
back.
very careful.
Right,
Like anyone with a major injury
and
that
that's what
affects you long term should
and
be.
that's literally what I'm saying is like I don't think Edge. I think Edge, for the type of injury he had, a decade off helped him, but he didn't come back the same kind of Edge he was before. came back a little more refined because now he's got to do things slightly different to take care of his health, right? And I don't
Yeah,
besmirch him, and I don't think fans do. Same with Biggie here. I'm not saying Biggie will never get back in the ring again, but if the doctors are giving you like the side eye, I'd listen.
yeah. I think we pretty much agree on this
We
one. I
got
mean,
this. We got this, baby.
all right. Next up, if I can share. Stop sharing. Hold on. Let's share screen. This is compelling podcast banter,
Oh,
right?
this is the best. This is the best. I know
All
none of our
right.
fans will be enjoying it.
Yeah, none of. Well, we have to get fans before they can enjoy stuff.
Oh,
But
god damn it. Come on, people. We don't want to just have OnlyFans.
oh man, speaking of OnlyFans, Brock Lesnar and Cody. Oh no,
Hey,
that's a horrible segue.
not
But
necessarily because only fans of a good old fashioned wrestling match would enjoy that.
okay, sure. Um, so some people, some fans didn't like the fact that Brock Lesnar went off script a little bit
Some
after their
fan,
match.
some fans can go suck Brock Lesnar's dick.
Some fans should say it directly to Brock
Yeah,
Lesnar and
yeah,
see what happens.
go tell Brock. Go tell Brock.
but but yeah, so to me, I think their argument was that it didn't make sense in storytelling, which I disagree with.
Who gives a fuck? Look,
Well, I mean,
If Brock Lesnar wants to give you a little headbutt and then dap you up and give you some love, you take that because if Brock Lesnar wanted to, he would murder the shit out of Cody Rhodes. Look, I I think Cody Rhodes is excellent, and I cheer for him, and I'm excited for him to hopefully run this back and get another chance at WrestleMania. But I also recognize that if they legit got into a shoot fight, Brock Lesnar would destroy the shit out of Cody Rhodes. Right?
well, no, because here's what would happen.
Because
Here's what. Wait.
in the real shoot fighting, there ain't no Cody cutter. But
But there is the walk.
No, and I love Cody, so I'm not saying it to dis.
I
I'm
love
not
Cody
dissing
too. I
Cody.
love Cody too.
I'm just
I even
saying,
love the walk, dude. I think the
yeah,
walk is hilarious.
yeah. I'm
And
just saying, like, if you're a fan, and you have an issue with it. Oh, it broke the storyline. Well, guess what? You didn't book it. So once again, not your
well,
storyline to
well,
manipulate.
to be fair, no one booked it because again, it was him going off script.
And who
But
gives a what Triple H gonna do? What Triple H
he's
gonna
gonna go up, poke Brock Lesnar in the chest, and
and
say,
say,
"Hey,
hell of a match.
good job."
Goddamn right.
No,
Yeah.
but like,
Man, they ain't gonna do shit.
but my point is, I don't think it's like off. I don't think it's like ruins the storytelling at all.
No,
I
it
think
makes
it
it
better.
fresher.
I think it, if anything, it betters Cody
Cody
Rhodes'
Rhodes, yeah.
position.
It
Like it
made
makes
it
him. He got
ultimate
he
sign of
got the
respect
thumbs up from the beast,
from a guy who doesn't like most people and doesn't do it for most
or at
people.
least his character doesn't like most people.
No.
I don't know.
Have you heard him in interviews?
No.
I don't think he likes most people. And to be honest, I don't even think he likes the Undertaker. In personally speaking, and I doubt the Undertaker personally likes him. But he's the one who broke the streak, right?
That hurts my heart because you know how I am. If I ever met him, he'd probably kill me.
No, he would murder the shit out of you.
Yeah, see, no, and my
He'd
only
kill me
hope,
too, so.
my only hope
It's cardiac arrest.
is that no, my cardiac. Well, if I have cardiac arrest, it ends the same way. But no, my only hope is Cody Ropes. Cody Ropes? What? No, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes.
Cody Ropes.
It's late, people. Leave me alone.
The American Noose, Cody Ropes.
Hey. I think we just came up with a pretty goddamn good
No.
side character. If
Cody,
he ever, if WWE ever needs to punish Cody,
yeah,
his new name is Cody Ropes.
And
Comes out with a hangman's noose.
Yep, and then instead of the Cody Cutter, he does the rope burn, and he just like gives you the little, or he like takes
no, not the rope burn, the rug burn, and he rubs his junk against you.
You've just gone and defiled this poor Cody Ropes character, whoever that Cody Roper is. But I like
Anyways,
Cody
no.
Rhodes. I look, fans trip over everything. I swear to God, everyone on social media cries and bitches and moans way too much about
But
way too much.
there's another reason why this makes sense, and it's gonna take us into our next little mini segment, I guess you would call it.
Yeah,
Once
sports
I
segment.
don't even know why I took it off. I could have just left it on
You
there
should have
because
just
it's
left it
still
on.
about it's still
Yeah.
about Brock Lesnar.
Put it
But
back in. Put it back
well,
in until
no,
until
because
she tells you. Put it back in.
no, because I actually have a different Brock Lesnar picture. Because that motherfucker. Anyways, yeah. So Brock Lesnar might not be coming back anytime soon.
Yeah, good for
Um, I
him.
mean, he's a part-time wrestler.
Yeah,
It's how it is.
he's got other shit to do.
Yeah, and I mean, some people are gonna be sad about this. I mean, it's just how it is.
It's
He does
how it
this.
is.
Excuse me. He does this. He comes in for like maybe 2 or 3 pay-per-views, and then
Yep. Well, I mean, we just lost audio, so I can't hear Don Mystic, but Don Mystic might be able to hear me. So yeah, no, I agree with you, Don Mystic. Brock Lesnar wrestles a few pay-per-views and then he fucks off for a while, and good for him. He gets paid plenty of money. He doesn't need the title, but he doesn't have to come in and defend the title and make it this big grandiose thing. He comes in and, oh hey, look, you've rejoined the audio.
can
Uh,
you hear me now?
of course I can. So
I don't
the
know what happened there. God damn.
yeah,
Anyways,
Stranger
and
Things
my
happened.
audio still sounds all right, right?
Oh, you sound beautiful. You
Ah,
like
yes.
it. You sound like an angel.
Oh, yes. Well,
Like an angel on earth, like the
yeah,
wind beneath my wings.
it's good to know. But yeah. So the reason why I wanted to say this is because Brock, in the storytelling in the storyline, it makes sense because he is going to be gone for a while.
Yeah,
So like people were getting mad because this kind of turns him face, but
so
I'm like,
what?
who the fuck cares? He's gonna be by the time he comes back, he can be whatever the fuck you want him to
Well,
be.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
And Brock giving love to Cody isn't exactly turning him face; it's just showing a little respect. Brock didn't do that with Aaron, and I think that's where people miss the point. Like Brock isn't showing mad love to a bunch of guys. You know, guys he went like Kurt Angle, for example, right?
yeah,
But he gave Cody some love,
yeah,
right? Which
and
is is good.
it tells me he might be like
No,
well,
but
he definitely respects him, but he might actually like him in real
yeah,
life. So
yeah, and he did what was good for business.
he
He put him over clean, and then dapped him up, even
I
though
mean,
even though
some people might argue that if he was doing what was best for business, it would have been written into the script. But
yeah, some people would also be like, hmm, the women's match, you know, had a false finish and then a fake injury and then a cash in. It's like, so what?
I
It was
have
fun.
no fucking idea what you're. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Never mind.
I'm talking about people tripping over little trivialized shit. Like God.
Yeah,
Or you have the fans that are like, well, Dave Meltzer said, and it's like, who the fuck cares what Dave Meltzer says? Right? Like I
there's
don't give
one person who cares what Dave
and
Meltzer
it
said.
should be Dave Meltzer, right?
Yes, yes,
And
that is correct.
look,
His
does Dave
initials are DM.
exactly does Dave Meltzer get some scoops? Yes, he does. Does he fuck some shit up? Yes, he does. Do I give a shit about what he thinks of 5-star matches? No.
Nope.
Do I give two shits? No. Do I even read the Wrestling Observer newsletter? No. Do I go on to listen to his podcast? No. Why? Because I don't give a fuck. I got eyes on my own. I'll decide what match I like and what match I don't like.
But you should definitely come here and listen to us talk about it.
Well, yeah, because I'm not going to tell you what a 5-star match is for you because that's up to you. But I'll tell you now, if Dave were to be like, yo, look, I think this is a 5-star match because of this. But too many people go, well, Will Ospreay has more 5-star matches than the entire WWE historical roster combined. It's like, well, good for Will Ospreay, right? That just means Meltzer likes the way he wrestles, and he's totally entitled to do that. But to me, I don't give a shit. I'm not saying Will Ospreay's not a good wrestler. I'm just saying if I think a match is 5 stars, what does that matter to anyone other than myself, right? I'm
Yeah.
just saying because wrestling fans trip on so much, man. Sometimes too fragile for a rough sport or a rough entertainment, a little fragile. And you see it now. You know what? It's you only see it on social media. You know.
Don
And
Slam is triggered.
yeah, I am triggered. I am triggered because so many times it's like, oh my god, Nia Jax hurt someone. Not like, oh shit, there you are. Not that that's bad. That it is bad that she hurt someone. She shouldn't do that. But I'm also saying like, who cares? I'm I'm not paying her salary, and she's not hurting me, right?
She can hurt me anytime she wants.
Oh, she
No,
can. Oh, she will. You're
she
gonna get
will.
a. You're
Not
gonna
in the
get a
way I want
hard
her to,
one.
but she can. She can.
But she can.
Anyway,
Who knows? Maybe she is into mystical men.
maybe. All right. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So now that you've had your little tantrum,
Yep. Get off Brock's nuts, everybody.
get off Brock's nuts. Make America painful again.
Yeah, bring the pain. Just bring it.
Just bring.
Isn't that the Rock's whole
That's a
slogan?
different wrestler, sir.
Yep.
Um.
Speaking,
All right.
and yet
So.
people aren't crying that Roman Reigns wrestles 3 times a year. I mean, no offense,
And
but
half of them aren't even title defenses.
or they're against his own family. Like, no
Well,
offense.
all of them are against his own family now. But
I know.
yeah. So next up, we're gonna do a little SummerSlam recap. First up, I guess we should go with Logan Paul Ricochet.
Good match. I enjoyed it very much. I thought they put on a hell of a show. I really liked it because it was very athletic. There are a lot of cool false finishes. Both of them seem to be one upping each other. There was, though, a scary ass bump when they were on the top rope and
Mm-hmm.
Ricochet went for like a neck breaker. Good thing he let go right before they hit the ground because if he would have held on, he definitely would have broken some vertebrae on Mr. Paul there. But once again, Logan Paul impressing in the ring. Can't get for a guy that's not a full time wrestler. He comes in, he can hang with the boys, and I really like what he's putting out there.
Yeah, it was a really great match. One of the things I really loved about it was they didn't make Ricochet look weak because this was
No, no, no.
going in. Everyone knew Paul was probably gonna win
Yeah,
because I mean that's
he
the only
needs a win
reason
eventually.
he needs to win eventually. And like if you're gonna, otherwise he would have been booked again. If he was gonna like drop it again, he would have been booked against someone who was higher up on the card than
Right. Right.
Ricochet. And the fact is, I like Ricochet. I want him to like move. I want
Yeah.
him to move forward in his career. I like his style of high flying wrestling, and I think he could go places if like WWE would push him.
Yeah.
So the fact that they didn't make him look weak, the fact that
No, no,
Paul
no.
had to actually use a weapon to actually
Yeah,
take
it
him
was
out,
it
he
wasn't a
actually he
it
came out of
wasn't
it looking strong. So
right.
I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and
So
it wasn't a clean finish. So of course, it it wasn't like Paul beat him straight up. No, he had to use the brass knucks. But I think it all played well. I loved how Samantha on the outside, she had this very like disgusted look in her face, and it wasn't because Ricochet lost. It was because Logan Paul won, right? So I mean, I think it played off well. It
to be
looked
fair,
good.
I had that same disgusted look, just on an uglier face.
Oh, I
But
I,
that's because I
I
dislike Paul.
I was drinking Prime all day. I was drinking
Yeah,
Prime all day.
also known as a walrus semen.
That's
But
okay. Hey, Logan Paul won, and that's all that matters.
all right. So while we move along,
While we
um,
move along, ladies and gentlemen, Don Mystic will be carrying the conversation for just a minute because I shall return.
well, while I'm carrying the conversation, I guess we'll just talk about the Cody Rhodes match because we did talk about that a little bit earlier. So you kind of know Don Slam's opinion on that. But yeah, it was a good match. I mean, it was kind of Brock heavy for most of it. And I do like that Cody was really able to tap out Brock Lesnar because not many people can say that. Not many people can say, "Hey, I tapped out the Beast," you know. And I don't know. Like, I mean, it seemed like a really good match. It seems like, and I mean, obviously, I really like the finish where he showed respect to Cody Rhodes. I mean, that's a feather in Cody Rhodes' cap, and again, just not many people have that feather. But yeah, it was a pretty brutal match, and I'm trying to remember if he did the if he did the walk. I'm blanking on it though, but yeah, he really needs to stop doing that. But yeah, it was a pretty brutal match, but all in all, I would say, I mean, if you were looking at it just by the way like it unfolded, you like if it were a boxing match, like Lesnar would have won by you know judge decision by a judge decision if it went all the way because he had control over that thing for the most of the match, but then Cody got him with like what did he give him with the camel clutch or armbar or whatever he got him with. The fact of the matter is he tapped out the beast. I mean, that's a good way to end that feud. It'll be interesting to see who Cody like ends up feuding with after now that obviously Brock's going to be out of it.
Oh yeah,
Uh yeah, I was just telling him like the Cody Rhodes match was really
yeah.
good.
Yes, it
Like
was.
it was Brock for most of the match, and then you had Cody tap him out. But like it was a good ending to the feud, and it'll be interesting to see who he goes up against next. I mean, I assume actually I'm kind of surprised we didn't. Did we? I mean, I guess it could be Judgment Day.
I would like to see.
Because I haven't watched Raw yet. Did he? Wasn't it like him,
Yes,
Sammy's,
yeah,
him,
and Seth Rollins were in the ring, and
and Shinsuke Nakamura who
Nakamura,
turned on what's his name?
Seth
Um,
Rollins.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
hmm.
I think for Cody to continue this journey though, like I
he
really
need.
think he
I think
got.
he needs bigger people because he
Yeah,
because
he can't.
you gotta imagine that the end goal is to take him for him to take the belt off of Roman Reigns. So who's gonna be next? Because I mean he just won 2 out of 3 on the
on
Beast. So
on
and
the
he
Brock
won it
Lesnar.
legit. He won it legit.
Yeah, and then you're not going to make him go up against Damian Priest because if he goes up against Damian Priest and beats him clean, and then Damian Priest cashes in the Money in the Bank and wins it, it's going to look like
It's gonna
the
diminish
real
Damian
the
Priest as
and
a
it's going to
and
diminish the title also
yeah,
because it's kind of like you can't even fucks the the
American
Universal
Nightmare.
title with the Universal title.
Oh
That's
yeah.
talking about the titles, but yeah, look, Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar. Can't say more about the match. It was a good match. Cody took a hell of a beating, and I think that's what people reacted
You
to
know
the
what?
most.
I wouldn't mind like
Oh, by
Cody
the
having.
way, did you see Brock's his shorts tore? So
I did not
Brock's
see that part.
you didn't realize his trunks tore?
No.
So Brock's cock was out.
I don't look at that area when people are wrestling, man.
Well, there was a close up, so what can you do, buddy?
I must have missed that close up. I wasn't paying attention.
I
But
mean, you don't see
anyways,
the full phallus, but you see his split pants.
okay.
Hey, no,
You don't see the throbbing anaconda, so
no, well,
I guess
keep
it's
it
still
clean.
PG. It's still PG. All
Yes,
right.
let's keep it clean. This ain't dynamite. Keep it clean.
Yeah. Okay, next up the SummerSlam Battle Royal. I mean, night one, which is what we all kind of wanted.
Yeah,
My problem with this though is it doesn't mean anything.
yeah. I mean, bullshit. It was
Yeah.
match was
It
stupid
was
and
it
had
was
no
literally
point.
just put in there to get as many people on the pay per
card is.
view without having to put in a bunch more matches.
Yeah,
But
and also it was sponsored by the pay per view sponsor Slim Jimmer. So because Slim Jimmer, also known as Slim Jim, they wanted it. So look, LA Knight won. Good. I'm glad. I only wanted one other person to win. But uh, but yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about it. It was a battle royal. It
who
was
else did you want to win?
Chad Gable.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I like Chad
Whoosh,
Gable too.
whoosh.
Shoosh.
Chad
But
Gable wins that.
yeah, like I mean, LA Knight was the right one to win. Um, are you not? Did you mute yourself?
No,
Oh
I
no!
just had
Oh, are you just getting pissed because there is a
yeah,
magical hand behind you
because
making something for dinner or dessert or whatever?
uh,
I'm just waiting for the
now
microwave to go on.
I'm just getting cancer in the back of my head as we
Oh, is
speak.
it already on? Because I can't even hear
Oh,
it.
the cancer's already infecting my brainstem.
Well, you'll go. Then you'll go bald like Dawn Mystic.
That's right.
We'll be twins, motherfucker. Twins from different cultures. Anyways, but yeah. I mean, I don't think there was much like much suspense in it, just because I think most people knew that it had to be night.
Yeah.
But
Wait, look, it was only going to be someone who they televised their intro, and it wasn't going to be Omos.
dude,
So
dude, do you know people would have rioted if Omos like beat LA Knight?
that would have been funny though.
It would
Uh,
have been funny, yeah, but it would have been funny until like the fucking until Philadelphia, like
well, they were in Detroit. It's
oh yeah, yeah,
clearly
yeah,
up on the
Detroit, whatever,
screen.
whatever. All those cities are the same.
Oh shit! No, they ain't. Detroit and Philadelphia ain't the same, but it's all good.
Who cares?
Can we move on
Cars or
off the battle royal?
cheesesteaks, no one gives a shit.
There you go. Yeah. Can we move off the battle royal? Because that thing is it was stupid. It was
It was in fact stupid,
it was a
and
waste of time.
but I do want to say this.
I'd
I
rather
really
see
hope
Becky
that they
Lynch
start
and
pushing.
Trish Stratus.
That wasn't on the card, but okay.
I'm saying I'd rather see that than that stupid battle royal.
Yeah, well, okay, but
Push
I
LA
hope they
Knight.
start pushing LA Knight in a meaningful way. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. But yeah,
I know, and that's disturbing. Ronda
no.
Rousey, Shayna Baszler.
I liked this one. I know a lot of people didn't, but I did. I liked it. It
I don't I understand why a lot of people didn't like it, because like MMA and WWE are two very different things.
yeah, I know.
Like the fans went into like a SummerSlam wanting a certain thing, and in this match they were given something else.
Yeah, but
That's what I
look,
think happened.
no, I agree with you. It's an odd mix, and it's odd to try to combine MMA rules in a WWE ring because it's the ending still preordained, which is antithetical to what MMA is. Now, that being said, um, I actually liked the match. I thought Ronda Rousey, that was the best she looked in a WWE ring because of the fact that she was just busting out a lot of her MMA moves, and she hits them and she hits them hard, and you could tell that like if they really were to fight, Ronda Rousey would have just beat the shit out of Shayna Baszler. Look,
Ding, you officially have cancer.
yeah, I know, right? Like, the I liked like I like the fact Shayna Baszler won. I think it gives her a little bit of credence, but I look, Ronda Rousey looked 1,000 times better in that match when she hit her judo throws, and then how she shot in on the single leg. Like everything worked better from Ronda than Shayna Baszler. And then I thought it was stupid that if it's MMA rules, why are they having a conference with the referee if her arms get? I didn't get it. I sort of didn't understand it. I know Shayna won, but in my I don't know. Ronda Rousey was so much cleaner than Shayna Baszler in that match.
Well, I think Shayna won because Ronda's probably leaving.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is what a weird match to send her out on. A match where she actually looks better, carried the thing. Where Shayna didn't look out of place, but she didn't look in place. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? Like, not saying Shayna Baszler can beat me in MMA, but I am saying that Ronda Rousey.
Shane, they could beat us in MMA. They could beat
Right,
us in
right.
WWE. They could beat us in a parking lot. In
Right, right, but what I'm saying is Ronda Rousey clearly is better at mixed martial arts than Shayna Baszler, and that came through on the TV, which is wild because Shayna Baszler went over. So I don't think that match did a favor to Shayna Baszler because I think her win is weak because the referees had to run in and protect her, and then she made her come. I thought that was just weakened Shayna Baszler, right? So
yeah, I mean, like I said, it wasn't what the fans wanted. So, to me, this was the weakest match on the card,
this
just
in the
because.
battle royal. But I do
No,
want to give.
I even put the battle royal above it because at least they put the right person over.
Oh, you big
You,
wussy.
you said yourself you thought Ronda Rousey should go over in that one because she just looked better.
Yeah, and that's the thing is she outperformed Shayna Baszler, but yet Shayna Baszler got the W. I don't know. I didn't like it. Like I liked the match. I don't like it for the storyline. If
Hmm.
but I want what I thought would be a better ending is instead of having the refs run in and try to look at Shayna Baszler's arm, if she played off that she was one armed and made her come back. That to me would have been cool.
That wouldn't have been a bad one. Like
You're
kind of
right.
like fake an injury, like a kayfabe injury.
I
Like
mean, they did the same thing with Bianca Belair in the next match. So I mean,
maybe
now
that's why they didn't want to do it.
yeah, but then having the refs run in there makes Shayna Baszler look weak. It looks like the refs gave her a time to rest and time to recover, and then she came out and
Mm.
pulled a quick 1-2 on
Yeah, but I
Ronda
mean,
Rousey.
if you do it like back to back, like same gimmick, that just makes you look repetitive. So I mean, it's kind of
Or
like
maybe they should have
WWE
just
was in a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of
situation.
scenario.
Well, yeah, maybe they shouldn't, or no, put that match in a ring, put it in an octagon. I don't know.
Mm.
Like, look, at the end of the day, Ronda
I
Rousey
think it was a
looked.
poorly thought out
I
match.
think so too. And Ronda Rousey clearly looked better than Shayna Baszler. Every move she pulled was clean, smooth, and it was with intensity.
If
And she would have
if
her arm.
anything, this did not make me want to see Shayna Baszler wrestle more. This made me want to see uh, Ronda Rousey fight MMA a little bit more. See if she can still hang. You know,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now maybe I'll put her in
that's where I
against.
came out of this.
No,
But
I agree.
anyways, let's move on because
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
just wasn't that great of a match.
There wasn't that
Gunther
great.
and Drew McIntyre. This one was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like
Yeah,
that a lot.
I mean, I forget what it was, but there was one where it looked like there was one move that looked like they could have almost hurt somebody. Do you remember what it was?
There were a lot of moves where they could. Was it the one
No,
off
I
the
mean like
where they went off the top rope? Is
might have
that the
been,
one you're
yeah.
talking about?
I think so, yeah.
The first time because they went up there a second time. Yeah, no, it was just a good physical match. I liked it. I didn't like how the commentators were like, "He's only 32 days from beating Honky Tonk Man," and I was like, "Oh, okay. So you're telling me he's going over without telling me he's going over, right? Like that. That's stupid. Like, stop counting the goddamn days." Like because I want to believe that Drew McIntyre has a chance. But once Michael Cole won't shut up about how many more days he needs to be the all time, I'm like, okay, they're not going to take it off him.
Hmm.
Like that would take too much ball sack for,
WWE.
for no for any professional wrestling. I mean that's like Goldberg's streak, right? Like it'd take
Well,
too much nutsack to have like fucking like Disco Inferno beat him or some shit, right?
can we stop breaking all the fucking records though?
Yeah, I
Like, I
know.
mean, records
That
mean nothing when you start like having everyone break them. Like, we had the
goes with
Usos
the
break a record. We
tag
have
title.
Roman Reigns
And
breaking a record. Like, I think we had three records broken
yeah,
this year,
Gunther broken
and
record.
we're
Bianca
only
Belair
halfway
broke the
through the
record.
goddamn year.
I know. I know. All right. And although Reigns' record
It's taken a while, obviously, but
I'm not gonna lie. Well, when we get there, I'll share what I have to share. But just to finish it off on Gunther Drew McIntyre, I think that was a good, hard hitting match. I enjoyed it very much. I want to see more from both men. I like seeing what they do in the ring. Um, I don't think Gunther can ever wrestle for the. Once he loses the IC strap, I don't think he can ever wrestle again for the IC strap because Gunther needs to be in the main event,
oh
and
yeah, 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 definitely.
I
Like
don't know.
they're giving him this record so
Right?
that they can propel him into
Yeah,
the.
I'm not gonna
I'm not saying that in like a bad way. I'm saying that in like a
no, no,
he
I know.
fucking deserves it.
Look,
We need really good heels in the.
yeah, it's gonna sound kind of fucked up. Look, I know Cody is on this magical run.
You want to give it to Gunther instead? You want to give
No, but
Gunther
I
the
just
Roman
believe
Reigns?
in no, I just believe Gunther's more violent than Cody Rhodes. And in a real fight, Gunther might actually beat the dog shit out of a lot of men in the locker room. You know what I mean? So like,
Well, I mean, here's the thing though. Even if you're like a physical wrestler,
right,
doesn't necessarily mean
you're tough.
that you'd be. Remember, there is allegedly there was a fight between Goldberg and Jericho, and if you look at those
Yeah, that's
two,
true. That's true.
like you would think,
No,
oh,
no, no.
Goldberg's gonna beat the dog shit out of fucking Jericho,
No,
and then what happened? Jericho
yeah.
beat the dog shit out of Goldberg.
Jericho's feisty, but and no, you're right. You're absolutely right. But on the just match
If
style
if
alone,
if you look at it on paper, yeah, he could probably beat the dog shit out of a decent amount of people on that
right?
roster.
No, and also the way he looks in the ring. Like, I'm not saying don't let Cody win the title or something like that. I'm just saying once Gunther loses the Intercontinental title, he needs to be put in the main title event scene
Oh, and I think
because he's sort of outgrown.
I 100% think that
Because
that's
he,
the. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Gunther win the Royal Rumble
that
next
would
year.
be,
Yeah, but instead of going after Roman, he
and
goes
then he goes
after
after
uh,
whomever,
who
Damian Priest.
Damian Priest or if it's Rollins still, although it's not going to be because I don't think Damian Priest is going to hold the suitcase that long. But yeah, so I mean, this was like I said, this was a good match. It
Yeah,
was like one of the highlights for me actually. Like it was just that physical.
yeah. No, I really enjoyed it.
Like I was okay. Next up, we got Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. I was
Yeah,
surprised with this one. This
that was a
one,
really good match. I like that too.
it was a really good match, but I
Dude, Finn
really
Balor. Did you see his fit?
I took Finn in this one, but like I also thought that maybe Damian Priest actually cashes in.
Cashin.
But like to be honest, Rollins was like the last one. I thought that was actually gonna walk away with the actual belt, and fuck me, it happened.
No, I know. Like, look, I love Finn Balor's fit. The way his tights started off, or they were from top down. They were black until you get to like just right below the shin. Then you see the white and purple stripe, and then they were jet white through the shoes with the purple, not even accents with the purple. Yeah, I guess accent pieces. I love the fit. I thought Finn Balor looked like $1,000,000 based on uniform alone. I would have wanted Balor to go over. Then the match on top of it, I thought was a great match. I did not like the ending because they did that same stupid shit on Raw like 3 weeks ago. So I was like, okay, that's sort of rinse and repeat. And you knew it was going to happen because Finn Balor's yelling at Damian Priest, stick with plan A. So you knew, okay, somehow by accident, Judgment Day is going to cost Finn Balor this match here by some osmosis. And of course, it happened. And, I was like, all right. But really good match, a 5-star match, if you ask me, with a 5-star match with a 1-star ending. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the whole
which
match I
which
thought was
makes it a
good.
3.5 if I think about it, maybe ish.
Yeah, the ending was I didn't like the ending
Yeah,
at all. It just
I
was
wasn't a
not
fan either.
no.
Let's move on, like because I want to talk about the next one way more, anyways. Asuka versus Belair versus Charlotte Flair. I thought
It was a
this
good match. I
ended.
liked it.
It was a very good match, and the ending was fucking Chef's kiss, perfect. Oh man, dude. Because here's the thing: I thought Asuka was gonna win, or Io Sky was going to come out,
Right.
and I never once thought Belair was gonna win it.
No, no, no.
Like
I didn't.
again, I thought like there was an off chance Charlotte Flair might win it because
Right.
it's fucking WWE, and whenever Charlotte
Hmm.
Flair's in a match, you ask yourself, are they gonna do it? But I
I
thought
mean,
that
Charlotte.
Asuka
The
wasn't gonna
only
lose the
reason they
belt.
don't. The only reason they don't book Charlotte versus Roman is because we all know Charlotte's going over.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, dude, I want to see that now. I really do. But
Oh god.
yeah, I really thought Asuka was gonna come. First off, let's talk about the match. The match was fucking. This might be
Well
my
done.
favorite match.
I thought it's very well done. I liked it a lot. I,
And my favorite part was the ending because I was shocked when Belair won. And then
I was
not
happy
only
when
does
it
Io
happened.
Sky come out and do the and cash in her briefcase, but with the help of Bailey. So you pull this kind of like a double take because you think, oh, because she has the briefcase, that might cause conflict with Bailey. Nope,
No.
damage control is fine.
Yeah.
So like
And
I
I look. You see why when the injury happened, I was like, oh shoot, she might be hurt. But then when she kept looking back, I was like, oh, they're kayfabing it. Right. So when Belair hit the ring again, I was like, oh, okay. And then they do the ending with Charlotte Bianca in the figure eight, and fucking Oscar comes in and does spits on Charlotte, and then gets kind of sloppily rolled up by Bianca Belair because she's still in a hold, right? Gets a quick pin on Oscar. I was like, oh wow, like holy shit, they had Bianca win. But there I was like, wow, that what a weird way to weird little roll up to win on, right? It wasn't a full roll up, but then that's when they cut Io Sky and Bailey running down, and then it hit me. I was like, oh, the kayfabe knee injury, but she's still obviously selling. She can't defend herself. Oh, I was like, oh, Io Sky's winning this. The moment I saw Io Sky run down the aisle, you knew she was winning the title,
yeah.
and I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it, and I mean, I'm a huge Io Sky fan, so
Yeah,
I'm glad she got the strap. I'm
no,
glad.
they did a good job not showing Dakota Kai until she got in the ring. If they would have showed her in the audience, then I would have it would have tipped their hand way too soon. I'm glad they didn't do that because then
Hundred
we all
percent.
would have been like, "Why is Dakota there if she's supposed to be hurt?"
Yeah, that's some good some good camera work. Make sure we don't see what we're not supposed to see.
Exactly, and then they showed,
Keep the rabbit in the hat.
yeah, they showed the lady behind Cody Rhodes' mom. Wow, that was on social media.
I didn't say they were perfect. I just said they got that part right. All right. Next up is what? I guess Roman Reigns versus Jay. Were there
Yep,
any other matches?
not that I can remember.
All right. So the match itself was all right.
Yeah, the
I
match
mean,
itself was all right.
I mean, I know that a lot of people wanted Jey Uso to go over, but to me, it doesn't make sense from a storytelling standpoint.
No, well,
Like, cause you gotta understand if Jey Uso goes over, you gotta look forward to who he's going to fight next. The
right,
reason people want Jey Uso to win is because they want Roman Reigns to lose.
right.
And like, does he have staying power after that? And the answer is kind of no.
No,
And to me, this makes way more sense because, like, especially now that we know that Roman Reigns is going to be taking a little bit of time off because he's lazy. It was
it must be. I look. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so over Roman Reigns that I don't even give a shit anymore. Like I
yeah,
like the Bloodline story. I think the story is cool. Like the build up, like all that's cool. But like I just don't care anymore. Right? Because he's basically got the same problem Superman has. wake me up when he actually is fallible
Yeah.
and can't, you know, and doesn't have a million outs. And I know they're trying to be like, oh my God, it was Jimmy. It was Jimmy who cost him. He had Roman beat. No, he didn't. Roman was never gonna lose the title. And
Hmm.
it's the SmackDown before Solo
I'm gonna be honest
Sikoa
with you.
versus
I'm gonna be
Jimmy.
completely honest with you.
Okay.
I'm way more excited about the Jimmy and Jay rivalry now than I ever was for this match.
Well, that's what I'm saying is the compelling bloodline breaking up is more about people getting away from Roman than it is about Roman, uh, because it's so boring now. Like, Roman's gonna win. Either somebody's gonna interfere on his behalf, or there's gonna be a ref bump. Like
And dude, he gets like they
Solo
interfere
Sikoa,
on his behalf so
so
fucking
freaking much.
often.
Solo
Like half
Sikoa
his matches are like
had an
because of
interference.
interference.
Right. So Lascoa appears out of nowhere, right? Interferes on his behalf. Jimmy, apparently, I don't know. Jimmy
I
sort of
think I
comes
think
back.
Jimmy and Jay are gonna be feuding all the way until like WrestleMania.
No, yeah, no, I feel that, but I'm just saying, at some point, if you want Roman Reigns to be considered this great champion, a great champion.
He's gotta win and he's gotta do it on his own, like
Well, no,
cleanly.
not even that. He's got to have fallibility. Look, I'm not a Bret Hart fan. Like, I think he was a good wrestler. I don't think he was bad or anything. I just my his enemy happens to be my favorite wrestler. But Bret Hart always had adversity, or they would give him some adversity, and it never looked. Even though you knew, you had an idea the Hitman was going to go over, you knew that it didn't always go that way, right? Like, you think of that King of the Ring he could have easily lost to Razor Ramon. He could have lost to Mr. Perfect, and then he probably should have lost to Bam Bam Bigelow, but they really built it in such a way, and he always made it look like, it looked like for a moment he was dead on his feet against Bam Bam, and then he pulls it out, and he won all three matches in three different ways. And I remember thinking, wow, that's a really cool angle for Brett. But that adds panache to him. With Roman, it's like, okay, if he hits the spear, if he misses the spear, then it's going to be interference. If he misses the spear and his interference gets cut off, he's going to double up on it with the Superman punch spear combo. If that doesn't work, then there's going to be a ref bump. If the ref bump is out of the way, then a divine intervention act. The ring's going to get jacked up by a forklift. Like, at at some point you're like, all right, cool, Roman, good for you. Well done, you won again. I don't care, it's preordained. So that, like, wins and losses. Like, I don't know why AEW ever kept a scoreboard at the bottom of, like, when people come in for AEW, it says their wins and losses, or at least it used to. That's such a stupid idea in something that has a predetermined outcome, right? So
Yeah.
Roman might as well, you just put 100 infinity and zero, right? Because it's at this point it's boring. I know Paul Heyman's like, oh, this is compelling. We're in the bottom of the third of his title defense. I'm like, this is boring TV, because he's going to win. He's going to take a few months off, which means that belt doesn't get defended. He's going to come back, and he's not going to lose. Like, give Roman, make him look vulnerable. He doesn't look
Well,
vulnerable
I
when
don't even
he's
know if that's possible now, because he's has such a record breaking like run. You have to take it off him at a big event. If you take it off him at like a fucking Raw or something like that. Wait, well, I mean he's on SmackDown. So if you take it off of him on like a SmackDown
SmackDown, right?
or even like one of the lesser pay-per-views, it's like you did all that for kind of nothing.
which
But
is
at the
why,
same time,
him
because
defeating
you
Cody
can't do
is.
that, it makes it so fucking predictable that it's so fucking boring.
It is, and it's not like Roman's matches are like these. I know we were criticizing, I was criticizing the rating system, but literally, it's not like Roman's matches are the best on the card. In fact,
No.
they're overly long.
I wouldn't even like this last match. I wouldn't even put it in probably like the top two or three.
It wasn't
Like
better than Rollins Balor. It wasn't
no,
better than the women's match. And I would argue that Gunther and McIntyre was better as well.
I would agree with all those.
And look, I will say this: I thought there were cool spots. I thought there
I'll
was nothing.
also say
There
I'm
was
gonna go out
nothing
on a
wrong.
limb. I'm gonna go out on a limb. Even though I hate Logan Paul, I think the Logan Paul Ricochet
Ricochet.
match was better as
No,
well.
and I agree. And look, I like Jey Uso, and I think Roman is a fantastic wrestler. I'm not
I
critiquing
think
his
he's a
style.
good heel, but like it's gotten to a point where you kind
It's
of booked
just,
him into a corner where his matches are just going to be boring until he gets the strap taken off of him.
I
That's
mean,
when you can start doing stories with him when where it's going to be like innovative again, where you can
it,
actually tell a interesting story.
or where someone's interested in what Roman's doing. You're like,
Yeah, right now he's in this kind of limbo where he's because of his success because of his like record,
or because they
he's a
protect him at
victim of
all.
it basically.
Yeah, he's a victim of being overprotected, right? Like,
Yeah,
all right, he couldn't cut a promo, so you throw him in there with John Cena, who completely embarrasses him. Now he's better at promos, but he has this, I don't know, maybe he has the smoking gun on Vince, but it's like now you he has this like aura of invincibility, but it's not even like Goldberg's streak is was more fun because it was like, okay, you couldn't wait to see who's next or who could beat this guy, right? Seeing Roman wrestle 4 times a year gets boring because you know he's not going to lose, and then every time there's always an interference or a ref bump. Like it's so. I don't know why fans like are like, oh my god, Jay was so close. He no, he
I saw
was.
online so many people are like Jey Uso's gonna win. I'm like, no, he's
He
fucking
has no
not.
chance of winning
The,
yet.
he might have broken like the laws of statistics and had a negative chance of winning, like a negative percent chance of winning.
Right.
He had negative 10% chance of winning.
And
Like,
then the 15-minute intro is so boring.
oh my god,
Like
dude.
I'm not gonna lie, I get on my phone like
Like
I'm
there was an article about like how he bumped like a lot of stuff off of I think it was
oh wait, what Seamus said on MSG, the MSG show.
no it was like they're devoting so much time to Roman Reigns that it's like you're losing time to like do other shit. That's part of why there might not have been a Becky Lynch Trish Stratus thing. I mean, if you cut down that intro, you might be able to get in a quick match.
Oh my God. Because it takes Roman 6 minutes to walk to the ring.
I want.
Then it takes him 5 minutes to take the stupid red thing off. No offense, I'm not Samoan. Sorry. You know, I'm not trying to offend their
I was
culture,
never
but
a huge Ultimate Warrior fan, but I liked his way of running
yeah,
into the
yeah,
ring
you
and
got
getting
there
shit over with.
quickly. Right. I mean, like I'm not trying to offend the Samoans, but it, you know, their tribal lay. It takes him like so long to lift it off his head, and then he stares at the crowd, and then he stares at the opponent, and then he acknowledges himself,
And
and
then
it's
I
just like,
yawn.
and I'm like, my God, I'm already bored. Like, if there was football, if it were football, I'm not gonna lie, if it were like football season, I would have changed over right to college football. Like I'd be like, all right, I'll just watch the ending of this later on YouTube if the match. If people are saying, oh, the match went well, like they're giving talking about it, going like going off. I'll go watch. I'll go back and watch. But if not, I'll watch another something. I'll change the channel literally because this guy is boring me. Not because Roman's not good, but because they don't. There's no intrigue. It's like, yeah, okay, we know he's gonna win. He's wrestling Jey Uso. He's gonna win. Why? Because Jay's not gonna. They're not gonna give him the Universal title, right? The fact that they won't even have Damian Priest pretend to cash in on him at least right now, is kind of like, well, there's a lot less intrigue, right?
Hmm.
And
So
then it's and
I'm
then
thinking
who?
that means that Damian Priest is gonna have to cash in on whoever has the other belt
Yeah,
because
but then Roman doesn't defend it every pay per view, so you can't say he's a fighting champion. You can't say he's like this super heel that just does heel dastardly things. No, he's just sort of the beneficiary of rough bumps and having so many damn family members to run in. But after a while, it's like, okay, which masked family member saves him next week? Maybe it'll
it's
be,
Rikishi.
yeah, or it's
I guess he's taking Jimmy's.
right, or it'll be some other Samoan wrestler royalty or
Dude, you
whatever.
remember that time they sent the Rock in to lift up Roman's hand, and they
Yeah,
started booing the Rock? That's how much people hate fucking Roman Reigns.
right. Like I get it. If look, I get that Roman can get heat, but I think at some point it get like the bloodline breaking up is a compelling story. However, Roman's individual matches are not because there's no danger. In fact, the last match he had where I was like, okay, the match itself had potential. It would be the Cody Rhodes match at WrestleMania, right?
And
Because
that's
everyone,
only because everyone.
yes, oh, I agree with you, Don Mystic. Even when your mic cuts out, I agree.